Let's begin 5:19. Ram Prabhu then.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So let's begin here.
Yes, please.
Bhagavad Gita, text 19. Prabhuji.
Yes, Ram Prabhu.
Shall I read first the verse?
Yes, everything.
As you did earlier, yeah?
5:9, yes, 5:19. Then after you finish, you can explain. You can explain when you read one or two lines if you have to. So it is up to you. You can either explain um, as you go along, or you can explain at the end when you finish reading. So please, could you read?
Yeah, okay, Prabhu, let me try. Yeah, I'm starting now. So Bhagavad Gita text 19. Yaiva tarjita sargo esam samme sthitam manah nirdu sami samam brahma tasma brahmani te sthitaha. Word to word meaning, in this life, eva certainly, by them, the conquered, sargah, birth and death, Sam whose, samme in equanimity, sitam situated, mono mind, nirdosam flawless, he certainly, samam in equanimity, Brahma like the supreme, Tasma therefore, Brahmane in the supreme, they Sita are situated. And the translation is those whose minds are
Sorry, Ram Prabhu, just a second. Sorry. Those devotees who are not aware, we are reading from chapter 5, text 19, and Ram Prabhu is going to start reading purport now. Thank you, Ram Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhu. So the translation by Prabhupada of text 19 is, those whose minds are established in sameness and in equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahma, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. So here, the translation is quite clear. The person who has already conquered the mind, and those who are in the condition of equanimity, meaning that they are equally disposed, or they are always in the same condition, whatever the situation is, whether it be situation of happiness or distress, whether they are gaining something or losing something, they are always equiposed. They are not lamented in losing something. They are not excited in gaining or achieving something. They are always equiposed. So the person who are equiposed or in equanimity, they have already conquered the condition of birth and death, or the cycle of birth and death, and they are flawless. They are perfect like the Brahma or Supreme, and thus they are already situated in the Supreme. Let me read the purport. Equanimity of mind.
Sorry, Ram Prabhu. So yes. Purport of 519. Thank you, Ram.
Yeah, the purport of 519. Equanimity of mind, as mentioned above, is sign of self-realization. Those who have actually attained to such a stage should be considered to have conquered material conditions, specifically birth and death. So here in purport again, Prabhupada explains that the person who has conquered their mind through the self-realization, who have conquered the material conditions, they are in such a stage that they have conquered the condition of the death and birth. Let me continue reading the purport. As long as one identifies with this body, he is considered a conditioned soul. But as soon as he is elevated to the stage of equanimity through self-realization of self, he is liberated from the from conditions life. In other words, he is no longer subject to take birth in material world, but can enter into the spiritual sky after his death. The Lord is flawless because he is without attraction or hatred. Similarly, a living entity is without attraction or hatred, also becomes flawless and eligible to enter the spiritual sky. Such persons are considered already liberated, and their symptoms are given below in text number 20s and etc. Yes, purport here explains the verse. Like to draw the main points here, that when one has conquered his mind, when he is exposed, he is he's considered to have conquered the material condition, which is mainly the birth and the death cycle of the birth and death. So when one has conquered the cycle of the condition of the birth and death, and when he is above the material condition, then he is considered to be in the situated in the supreme, and he is flawless like the supreme. He is not. He doesn't lament in any condition. He doesn't be bewildered in any condition. He doesn't have desire. He doesn't have the mental desire, or he doesn't have the desire of the sense gratification. So, in short, or in conclusion, he is eligible to enter into the spiritual sky. And I'd like to mention some of the keywords here, Prabhuji. And like one of them is sorgo, which is birth and death. So when the person or when the conditioned soul is in, when the conditioned soul or when a person is in conditioned soul, he is conditioned in the, he's bound in the cycle of birth and death. So so the main aim of the conditioned soul should be to conquer the mind and get out of this cycle of birth and death. And the other keyword is samme. Samme is equanimity, which earlier I had mentioned that equanimity is the condition of the soul disposed equally in all conditions. It should not be lamented. It should not be desiring of any sense gratification or anything in the material world, except desiring of serving Krishna. And he should not be like lamenting, as I mentioned earlier, that it should not be lamenting or exciting in the different conditions. Like if the favorable condition exciting, if the unfavorable or the distressing condition, then sad or distressful. And other keyword is nirdos or nirdosam, which is flawless, which is like if we speak in terms of.
Thank you so much, Ram Prabhu. You really did very well. Thank you so much. Especially you have excellent quality. You have very nice, very good internal qualities of being devotee and devotional service to Krishna. My humble suggestion is, from next time, because it's being little bit difficult subject for all of us, we can write the points that we are going to present, so we can read out the points and that becomes fast. Or if we speak, we can speak little bit faster, so that we can speak uninterrupted way. So that's my suggestion. You are excellent devotee and you did very well. So I really like it. I thank you so much for mentioning the keywords. Do you have any other points that you can quickly say, because we have nearly gone for 13 minutes. So do you have any other points very quickly, or we can move on?
More or less, they are the same, Prabhuji. I actually noted some of the points here, but they are already mentioned. So that's it, Prabhuji, for now.
Yes, and from next time, if we find difficult in expression, this time is not. We can't be thinking, pausing in every sentence, every point. It's we are a family here, and we have to help each other by giving the constructive suggestion. And my constructive suggestion is, this is the time to say something. And so if we keep pausing at every sentence, then it delays. So
the
best thing is, we have to write down whatever we have to say, then we can say. Or if we don't write down, we at least we have to say before, so that I'm going to say this without any pauses or any delay. So I really appreciate, but I'm just adding these so that it will make your it will make gold golden. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. It's really very good feedback. Yeah, thank you.
Is it okay if we have you finished, almost finished everything, Ram Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, almost finished. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. And let's not hesitate when we speak. Anil Prabhu, when he speaks, he doesn't hesitate. And Krishna Vani Mataji, when she speaks, she doesn't hesitate. We have to be like that. Even I do hesitate. So let's not hesitate. Let's not pause. Let's just openly
Yeah,
react.
okay, Prabhu. I'll try it. Yeah, I'll try for it. Yeah.
And thank you. So if anybody has any point to add from here, please raise your hand. Otherwise, we will move to text 20 because this is quite uh, easy enough for us to understand, I think.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
I've got a question here.
Yes.
As the paragraph says, or the sloka says, that the soul does not lament when it is all knowledgeable and stuff. But is it easy? And if you
Deepti Mataji, sorry, the speaker is vibrating more and it's being difficult to hear. I mean, to understand. We can hear, but it's a little bit due to the over vibration. It has been difficult to. Could you be a little bit further away from the speaker and say, try again?
is it better now?
Yeah, slightly better.
Okay. So can you stop lamenting in all the circumstances?
Yes, only that is possible, as this verse is, this 19 is the sign of the liberated people, as we can see. So yes, liberated people, they don't lament. And the previous text 18, that is also sign of liberated people. And this is also sign of liberated person. Yes, if this is talking about not everybody, only liberated people who is in Brahma Bhuta platform. Yes, those people, they lament only one thing. They always see themselves, they are not doing enough devotional service for Lord Krishna, but they don't lament for material things because they are on the platform of soul. They are not in bodily platform, so they don't lament for anything that is to do with body.
But saying that, Prabhuji, in Mahabharat, everybody lamented when Abhimanyu was killed. All the Pandavas and Draupadi and everyone, don't they?
They are only taking a part. Pandavas, they never lamented because their kingdom was snatched. They lost gambling match unfairly, but they accepted, at least externally, as the providence arrangement or destiny. They accepted, but at the end, Draupadi didn't lament. Like I give you example, when her 5 young sons were killed by cruel way by Aswathama, and Arjuna brought Aswathama, and Draupadi was the first one to excuse, let's not kill this Brahmanas, our guru's son. Draupadi was exalted person. It appears that she was lamenting, but she was not. And after the war, Yudhishthira lamented for one thing. For one thing, Yudhishthira lamentation was, because of him, so many people died. And Yudhishthira was lamenting very badly. Even Lord Krishna couldn't console him. Vyasadeva didn't console him. But at that point, it was Krishna's arrangement. Krishna was telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, this and that, this is the education. It's not your fault. Please do not lament. Krishna was saying externally. From inside, Krishna was saying, Yudhishthira, don't follow what I say. From Krishna, as Paramatma, from internally, he was also telling Yudhishthira not to be convinced. That's why Krishna did that? Because Krishna wanted Bhishma, Pitamaha, to console Yudhishthira. That was the arrangement. So Pandavas, they were exalted personality. They didn't lament like us. Although externally, in some points, they seem to be lamenting, they were showing their compassion in a right way. So there are many cases they became very exemplary, and in sense gratification as well. When Bhima was guarding for his 4 brothers and mother Kunti before they got married, Pandavas got married, Bhima was approached by a beautiful young lady in the middle of dark night in forest, and they were not even attached to sense pleasure. Bhima said, this time I'm doing my duty. Whatever I have to accept the proposal, I will do it when it is daylight. I don't leave this is my duty. So they were not attached with lust, and they didn't lament, and they didn't have anything to hanker. They fought as a duty, because as a Kshatriya, they have to rule. They were ready to be satisfied with just one village for one brother. Sorry, Dipti Mataji, does it answer your question?
I saw that Arjun was really angry when Abhimanyu was killed, and then he took the oath that he will kill all the people who had killed Abhimanyu. So that was like he lamented and got angry as well at the same time.
This is external, but he was not acting. Arjun was not just falsely pretending. Yes, anger is required to please Lord Krishna. If Arjuna, as a Kshatriya, when you are in the battlefield, if you are not angry, then what can you can't fight. You have to have little bit more of passion on the battlefield. For fighting, it is required. But Arjuna didn't leave his duty. Whether he lost or gained their kingdom in good situation or bad situation, they didn't forget their duty.
Mm-hmm.
And these are exalted soul. We can't understand. Like not only Arjuna, not only Mahabharata, we have to go beyond that. We can take the example of King Ambarish. When what is the name of the rishi? Very angry rishi, saintly person. Durvasa, yeah. We know that King Ambarish, how neutral, how unaffected was he when Durvasa created a demon to kill Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish was completely neutral. And we can see Mother Sita, when she was to become a queen, next day she was to go to a forest like a mendicant, and she was quite neutral. So these personalities, of course, Mother Sita was Mother Lakshmi, she is Mother Lakshmi, but King Ambarish, and there are so many, Prahlad Maharaj, there are examples we have to, we can refer to.
Okay. Thank you,
and even in Bhakti Vedanta manner, people like devotees like Shruti Dharma Prabhu, he was same level of devotee when he was well physically, and he was, his devotional service, his devotion, his love and devotion increased even much more when he was affected. He didn't think, Krishna, why you are doing to me? I served for so many decades, Radha Gokulananda, I served you for so many decades. He didn't say that. And also, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. We can take the examples there. We have living examples of devotees. And Jayapataka Maharaj. And even now, even at the moment, what to speak of Jayapataka Maharaj or His Grace Sruti Dharma Prabhu, even devotees like us, like us, they are losing the family members, and they are not lamenting like any ordinary person. Dipti Mataji, does it answer your question?
Yeah, okay, perfectly. Thank you.
And does anybody have any point to say on this matter?
Yeah. Shall I add something?
Yes, please.
Haribol. Prabhu, like, yes, Dipti Mataji, in the beginning, for a little while, we are allowed to lament, and angry. Like even devotees, if we lose something, we have to show our emotion, but just for a while, little bit, little time, and then you just forget it, and you don't blame to the Lord. So yes, if something happens in our family, we are allowed to, do the show, but just for a while, devotees, we have, like brahmanas or devotees, we have 3 days to lament, and brahmana only lament for one day, the Vaishnavas lament for 3 days, and all the ordinary people, they lament for 12, 13 days. So they have categories. But yes, we have to take out our emotion, but not all the time. And we, devotees, they do not blame. And this is what everything is happening according to the plan of Krishna. So even with Pandavas, and they are all like actors. So of Krishna's will, they were just playing their, parts. But we can see from the, Mother Draupadi's, example, she has lost her children. In the beginning, yes, she was a little bit upset and angry. But when the, like Aswathama came, she said, oh, release him. I think ordinary mothers like us, I don't think we'll be able to do that. But see her example, that, she was so compassionate. They say, oh, this is Brahmana's son. He's like a guru. We should not do that. Release him. We can see, there, like very exalted, like a personality. Okay, hope Mataji that helps you. Okay, Haribol.
Thank you, Mataji.
Does any other devotee have any other point to add here in this context?
No, Prabhuji, thank you.
Okay, let's move on to text 20. And by the way, although the lamentation period, that is the period, yeah, we can take that way, but these verses, the purport and this text is not referring at all. So in that way, so thank you anyway, Krishna Vani Mataji, for adding extra information for our enlightenment. So we move to text 20. Surya Prabhu is there. So please, Surya Prabhu, could you please unmute yourself and begin text 20?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Na prahashyet priyam prapya, na dvijet prapya cha priyam, sthira buddhir asamudho brahma vid brahmani stitaha. Na never prahashyet rejoices, priyam the pleasant, prapya achieving, na does not, udvijet become agitated, prapya obtaining, cha also, apriyam the unpleasant, sthira buddhi self-intelligent, asamuda unbewildered, brahmavit one who knows the supreme perfectly, brahmani in the transcendence, sthita situated. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the signs of God, is already situated in transcendence. I'll read the purport because it's very interesting. The symptoms of the self-realized person are given herein. The first symptom is that he is not illusioned by the false identification of the body with his true self. He knows perfectly well that he is not this body, but is the fragmental portion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the second point, he is therefore not joyful in achieving something, nor does he lament in losing anything which is related to the body. So this we were discussing just now. He doesn't lament or become losing all his joy. This steadiness of mind is called sthira buddhi or self-intelligence. He is therefore never bewildered by mistaking the gross body for the soul, nor does he accept the body as permanent and disregard the existence of the soul. This knowledge elevates him to the station of knowing the complete science of the absolute truth, namely Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. He thus knows his constitutional position perfectly well, without falsely trying to become one with the Supreme in all respects. This is called Brahman realization or self-realization. Such steady consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. So this is a beautiful shloka. I think it is quite clear, and it relates to the earlier shloka that we should not rejoice or upon achieving something or lament upon something unpleasant. And that person who is self-intelligent, unbewildered, and knows the science of God is in transcendence.
Surya Prabhu, I really appreciate the way you read and the way you explained, and you very nicely related it to the previous text as well. That's so wonderful. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And we have to, this is one example we have to also adopt to see the relation and to explain like this. And if it is quite easy to understand, then we don't have to explain, and you did that as well. So this is my feedback. And Surya Prabhu, is there any other point you wanted to add, or you had finished?
I mean, mainly this one. If it's, I was reading Bhagavatam shloka, like luckily I Googled the Chatur shloka, and there is one Bhagavatam shloka 2.9.34, which is like one of the 4 shlokas that were taught to Brahma. And I thought that relates quite nicely to this shloka, that arthyartham yat prapyate na pratyate chatmani tad vidya atmano mayam yatabhasho yatatamaha. Here the Lord is saying, "O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be darkness." So this, it's a very broad one, but I think the Lord, what we are discussing is one element of that it's the illusory energy of the Lord if we are lamenting upon something, or if we are sorrow or bewildered like that.
Thank you, Surya Prabhu. And I just have one point to add from the previous discussion on the question Dipti Mataji kindly raised. Lamentation is one thing, and you lament and forget your main duty, which is serving Krishna, chanting 16 rounds, doing arati, etc. That is another thing. If you lament to that extent and you don't even care chanting 16 rounds, and you, so for example, you even don't like to go to temple or throw away the scriptures, we don't do it, but and you don't like to do any arati, that is your daily practice, that is another thing. Our Vaishnava's lamentation is not quite lamentation, it is expression of compassion for the departed devotee, departed family member, because they see, yeah, it is expression of compassion. That is another thing, that is good. It is not lamentation. Lamentation in the sense that you forget your prime duty. Is that right, Krishnavani Mataji and
Yes,
Dipti Mataji?
yeah, it's good.
Okay, so does anybody have any point to add from here, from what Surya Prabhu read? Okay, Sunita Mataji, sorry, Sundari Mataji, I beg your pardon. Sundari Mataji has,
Okay.
she wants to say something.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
It's very nice. This program you holding is really beneficial. Just my own view of what Deepti Mata said. When we lament or it's like we miss the association of that person, like we miss them not being there with us, like when we lose some family member, but deep down we know like one day we all gonna go and Krishna is there with them and he's looking after them, but his lamentation of ours is like temporary. And I think it's just like we miss the association, like when your own family member goes, obviously you are hurt, and then deep down we heal quite quickly, because we know Krishna is there for them all the time, and Krishna is there for us as well. He's looking after the departed soul. But this we like like you said, we quickly heal from that than the ordinary person. So that's just what I want to add. Like Krishna conscious person, they know that wherever we are in safe hands, and wherever the departed soul is gone and is been looked after by Krishna. And
That's
we still
amazing. That's
associate.
really good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sundari Mataji.
Thank you.
That's beautifully presented. Well said. And Anil Prabhu has, he would like to say something. Anil Prabhu, please unmute yourself and start.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Very beautiful discussion today. I like the way you done. Everyone is giving very good point, good contribution. Just one question came to my mind. It's not much related, but a little bit silly question, I think. Actually, like Krishna Vani Mataji just said, that for Kshatriyas, there are 3 days of lamentation. For Brahmana, it's 1 day, or like that. She given a beautiful example. I just want to ask, uh, like you said, you do regular your chanting or your regular services, and during those 3 days or 2 days or whatever that period is, so somebody is allowed to leave the service, or he still should continue?
Chanting, chanting 16 rounds must never be stopped if possible. Only the excuse is if you are unconscious in hospital, you are not able to chant, or you are at home, you are not well, and you can't hold the bead bag, you can't speak, you can't utter the words. And for deity worship, during the morning, I'm not sure, but we have Bhagavata Vidhi and we have Goswami Vidhi and we have Smarta Vidhi. And Goswami Vidhi allows a lady in means to perform arati at home if there is nobody. This is Goswami Vidhi. But Smarta Vidhi is not devotional, but they are more attached with the rules and regulations. That is Smarta Vidhi, and there is Goswami Vidhi, and we follow Goswami Vidhi. According to Goswami Vidhi, when you are mourning, that is a Sauch period, not pure period. So performing arati, I think if the deities are, the deities are done prana pratishtha, I think best not to do, but I'm not sure about it. I don't know what Krishna Vani Mataji, she's more experienced about it. I think she's more knowledgeable. What's your opinion, Krishna Vani Mataji?
Haribol Prabhu, if you
Hare-
read in Nectar of Devotion,
Yes.
it mentions that, during this period, you mustn't look at the deities for 1 day or 3 days, whatever it is, because as you know, you mustn't go in front of the Lord with a sad face and when you're lamenting. So it is said that when you go in front of the Lord with a sad face, it's not nice.
So if you are affected, then, like if you're mourning, so like Prabhu say, you should not go in front of the Lord. Because then when you go in front of the Lord, what you're going to do? You're going to complain that, Lord, why did you do that? Why did you take away my family member, this and that? So that's why, you know. And Vaishnava, like Prabhu said, it's Vaishnava. Brahmana 1 day, Vaishnava 3 days. So Vaishnava for 3 days, they don't go. But if they are okay and if, you know, they are fine, if you know they are in their right consciousness, they can go. But otherwise they should not go in front. And like ordinary people, that's why they for 12 13 days they don't go to the temple. Some even don't go for, you know, 5 weeks, because they're still in the mode of lamentation, they're mourning. So it's best is to stay away from the Lord.
And how about chanting 16 rounds? Was it correct?
That you do not give up, Prabhu. That you have to do it, because mainly people give up, you know, like in the ordinary people, when something happens, shock or even birth or anything, they stop doing deity worship. But in ISKCON, we don't do that. No matter what happened, late or early, but we do wake up our deities. And because our rule is, if we don't offer, we don't eat. So if we don't wake our deities or we don't offer them, what are you going to eat for 3 days? So, and if somebody is there, somebody else can do it. If not, then you can do it. But especially the temple, you know, the temple we shouldn't go if we are in the morning mode.
Oh yeah, you are saying that at home we can do deity worship and like that if nobody is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even in Srila Prabhupada's time, when there was nobody around, if somebody in the, some ladies cannot do for 3-4 days, you know, when they are, you know, like off the altar. But if there is nobody there, then Srila Prabhupada was allowing them to do it. Instead,
Even Mataji, sorry, even during the morning.
Yes.
Any circumstance, if there is nobody there, then they will do it.
Yes.
But I'm not sure morning, but
Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj gave similar question was asked to Bhakti Charu Maharaj about this lamentation, and his answer was, say suppose you have a child in your family, like a baby in your family, says, would you ignore the baby?
Yeah.
So it's like same situation.
Okay. So it is more or less same as we said. If the deity is done in Prana Pratishtha has been done on the deity, normally at home deities Prana Pratishtha is not done. So temple deities Prana Pratishtha is always done. So we shouldn't visit those deities during the morning. Is that
if you're
right?
affected, then yes. If you're affected.
Okay. Does that answer your question, Anil Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, I understood that we are not in a right mood and consciousness, so we should not go that time. Hare
Sure.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji. I have one question.
Sure, Mataji.
I don't understand that we shouldn't go when we are fed to the Krishna.
Pardon, could you say that again? I repeat.
Sorry, I don't understand why should not we go to Krishna when we are fed.
What I
For those-
understood that we are not in a right mood. That's why.
So Krishna is our, we take it as our father, don't we?
Because you are not performing the deity worship in the temple, to go to darshan area,
Yes.
if your heart wants to say, then ISKCON does not have a rule that if somebody has passed away, don't come to temple, because you are not, you are taking you are seeing the deities from the distance. So I don't know. Now I think that question to be asked to Umapati Prabhu. Let's hear what Umapati Prabhu says on that.
It's okay. Okay, why we should not go in front of the deities when we are mourning?
All right. Okay. Actually, it's I really need to refresh it. It's the whole what we are discussing is mentioned in Nectar of Devotion, and it explains in detail why we should follow all these rules.
If it is,
It's
thank you,
mentioned in Nectar of
Umapati
Devotion.
Prabhu. Yeah. If it is mentioned in Nectar of Devotion, we, yeah, we better not. That is the answer. And about why can we not go to Krishna? We can chant the holy names, as chant 16 rounds, and holy name is not different from Krishna.
You know, because we are mourning, that's why we can't go. Because, you know, like you go in front of Krishna and you're going to mourn because you are in what you call so much on it. We're lamenting in that period because very, you know, blood relation, somebody, your family member has passed away, and you are in such a state. And you know, it's our human nature that when you go in front of the Lord, you're going to complain that why, Lord, why did you take away such and such of my family member and such like that. That's why. Because, you know, birth and death, everything is written, and God is not, you know, like partial. So, you know, like, so that's it, you know, like it's according to our karmas, you know, we're taking birth and we, at a certain time, we are dying. So, Lord has nothing to do with it. Only he can do is for the devotees. Sometimes he makes, you know, your pain little bit lesser, or sometimes he, you know, like he saves. But sometimes he saves the body and sometimes he doesn't. But all the time he saves the soul. Body, sometimes some bodies, you know, like are killed. Devotees' bodies are killed, but the soul has been saved.
Thank you, Mataji.
So, you know, explain it.
And in Nectar of Devotion, chapter 5, it says, a devotee should not be subjected to lamentation or illusion. There is the following statement in the Padma Purana: within the heart of person who is overpowered by lamentation or anger, there is no possibility of Krishna's being manifested. And so, as Umapati Prabhu said, there is Nectar of Devotion says that. So, Sundari Mataji wants to say something.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I don't. I'm not like quoting from any quotation from the books. I'm just. It's my again. I'm just thinking what Mata said. Like there are other reasons why we can't go to temple, because we are subject to be like, it's like we are contaminated. If we have death or birth in the family is contaminated for certain period. But in my view, like we should be allowed to say to Krishna why this is happening, because at that moment everyone is so much like upset. They will like, obviously who we gonna complain to? Krishna is our everything. Krishna is our everything. We surrender to Krishna. So if something is really hurting someone, they are allowed to say to Krishna at that moment, because he's our father, he's our everything, he's our everything. So I don't know, I just felt like that, because one of my friend, she lost her daughter, and she used to go to temple. She was worshipping very nicely, not ISKCON temple, the other temple. And daughter, very nice daughter, she's 17, very bright student, grammar school girl, and never ever like left home, and she got kidnapped from outside the school, and they found her dead body in Dover after 2 days. So things like that. The mother, she talks to me, but she just doesn't want to know God now. I said, like, I'm really like calming her down slowly. I'm just, situations like these, we, you know, everyone is tend to go to God and ask questions. So like situations do come in everyone's lives when we do like lament and like things happen.
Thank you, Mataji. Well said.
Yeah.
But these texts and the exalted devotees,
Yeah.
we can quote from Shastras that when
Yeah.
calamities happen, they don't ask question. Of course, we are allowed to ask question. To Krishna has given us free will, And Krishna
Yeah.
has also given us the free will to be atheists, even not to worship him. That is another extreme. But
Yeah.
what we have to remember is the scriptures say that, and even the text we are just reading, they confirm that devotees do not question Krishna. They just accept whatever Krishna
Yeah,
gives.
yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah, but there is another reason. I'm sure I've heard from one of the lectures, previous lectures. There's a period of like this contamination when a child is born or the death in the family. Then we should not go for those days to the temple just because the family is supposed to be contaminated. Like we don't eat from their house. We even when we go to funeral, we go straight home. We don't go to temple. This is like a laws, like they are
Yes, of
laws.
course, because
Yeah.
about going to temple in when you are mourning, that is already resolved, because Umaprati Prabhu said it is mentioned in Nectar of Devotion. So that is the result. There is no dispute on that. About questioning Krishna, my comment is about questioning Krishna. Pure devotees do not question Krishna. And
No.
but when there is difficulties, devotees do pray, like Gajendra
Yeah.
prayed. And so Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was going to Vrindavan in Jharkhand, he chanted Krishna, 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 He. Krishna, 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 Pahimam. What is Pahimam? Please maintain me. Rama, Raghava, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Raksha Mam. Please protect me. Devotees can pray in difficulties, definitely. They can turn to Krishna for his protection. And if some devotees, they may say, oh, devotees don't need to pray to Krishna if there is difficulties. But if there is difficulties, we surrender to Krishna and we pray. Like Gajendra, as I said, Gajendra did. And gopis in Vrindavan, when they had difficulties, they prayed to Krishna. And there are many other devotees, they have prayed to Krishna in difficult times. Praying is, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also sang that song. And Pahimam, what does Pahimam means? Pahimam means maintain me. And what does Pahimam, Rakshamam? Rakshamam means protect me. Devotees can um, pray to Krishna for his protection and maintenance, and that is one thing. But asking question to Krishna why it is happening to me, that sounds like little bit more complaint, rather than asking Krishna why, rather than trying to know. This is that shows I want something. I want to know the reason. That
Yeah.
means we are making Krishna responsible.
No,
Devotee,
no, not a complaining mood. Just like
yeah.
sharing your unhappiness or sharing your sorrows with Krishna. Not complaining way, the sharing way, or just like like crying to Krishna, like in a sorrow or in pain of losing loved ones.
Ah,
Mataji, in ISKCON, they don't stop them.
Yeah.
Like even if we are contaminated or not, our temples are open. So even if somebody dies, they don't say, oh, you can't come. But, like it's ours that, if you are in
Yeah.
mode, you don't go in front of the
Yeah,
Lord.
I understand.
Yeah, we don't have those rules.
Yeah.
sorry, please, before I humbly request, um, thank you, Mataji. One
Thank you.
point I was trying to make, I was trying to mention is in Nectar of Devotion, as Umapati Prabhu said, it is also mentioned that in front of deities, one should not shed tears.
Yeah.
One should not give charity to others in front of deities. So if we go to Krishna to cry for something that happened to us, that's I think you have to check with senior devotees. Based on my knowledge, we I may do out of my weakness, but I'm not supposed to cry, shed tears in front of Krishna. only one thing, one point, with genuine love for Krishna, if we somebody automatically happens to cry in front of Krishna, that is different. But those devotees, they don't try to show. But otherwise, we are not supposed to cry based on my knowledge in front of Krishna for any personal reasons. Nectar of Devotion says one should not shed a tear in front of deities. But senior devotees, they shed tears, they cry. They don't show, but they may become emotional seeing that Krishna's deity and beautiful form of Krishna, not Krishna's deity, Krishna himself. Otherwise, due to the incident, something happened, due to the tragedy with somebody, if we genuinely think we are with Krishna and the person whoever has departed, gone to Krishna, then I'm not sure if we go to Krishna to share our feelings, to cry. Krishna is all knowing anyway. So I think this question must be related to senior devotees, and whatever they say, if you find the answer, please, if you ask any senior devotees, please share the answer, Mataji.
Yeah.
Can I share one example?
Yes, sure.
Can I ask them?
Okay, Ram Prabhu want to add? Okay.
Mataji, can I
From
ask
now
you,
onward, could we
that,
please raise hands and on the participant list, and then we will allocate the time to say something turn by turn.
Yeah, okay.
So Ram Prabhu, please go ahead for now.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Prabhuji that, like Mataji or Umamati Prabhuji said that he referred in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, yeah. What
Nectar
verse,
of Devotion.
chapter 5, what verse is that where it is mentioned?
Sorry, I didn't. Nectar of, sorry, Umapati Prabhu said nectar.
Sorry, Nectar of Devotion, yeah, Nectar of Devotion. In what chapter? Chapter 5 you told me, yeah, Prabhuji? You told,
I
yeah?
haven't located the verse yet, that right verse. I was just reading a statement that was near to lamentation, but exactly I haven't read that specifically. I can check and let you know.
Yeah,
I will
maybe
check and let you know.
Shrimani Mataji or Umamati Prabhu, do they remember?
As we do not remember now, I think
That's fine. That's fine. And yeah, other thing, Prabhu, like you said just a moment ago, that we don't donate to the charity in front of the deities, yeah, or in front of
deities,
the,
yeah.
yeah. Is there any reference or?
Yes, in Nectar of Devotion, there are 64 do's and 64 something like that, do's and don'ts in front of the deities. I mean, you can donate to the temple for Krishna, but in front of temple, you can't be merciful to Anil Prabhu, only example, or to me.
Okay.
Oh, Dharmavir, please take this 50 pounds and have dinner. You can't say in front of deities.
Okay.
And in front of deities, you can't chastise anybody.
Okay.
And in front of deities, you can't glorify any other person. Only the person you can glorify is Krishna's pure devotees, like or Guru Maharaj. You have to say Pranam Mantra, Prabhupada, your Guru Maharaj, or any senior devotees. When it is service, it is a talk, you can glorify, but just for no reason, you can't even glorify, personally go to somebody glorifying. It's not actually glorifying the mundane people in unrelated way. In front of Krishna, you can't give charity. So, and you can't praise somebody, you can't chastise somebody.
What may be the reason, Prabhu, in front of Krishna, not to give the donation to others? Not to the mundane activities, but to the, for example, to the devotional services.
Sorry, reason is not mentioned in Nectar of Devotion. So I think Krishna is the supreme. In front of the supreme.
No, for example, not only in the temple, for other activities like devotional other activities. Also, we can't give in front of the Lord there in the temple.
In front of deities, yes, we can't give charity to other people.
Even for the reason, for the purpose of the devotional services.
No, yes, for the purpose of devotional service, of course.
Okay. Okay.
Like there are donation box in the temple rooms.
No, I mean, for example, even to give some, just for example, listen to other temple for books or for other things which relates to the devotional service, not directly to the Krishna's temple there or ISKCON temple. Like, for example, if I go to the manor and I'm in front of the deities and I'm not okay, I donate to the donation box in the temple also, and if I am donating some money or something to the other temple or to other activities which relates to devotional service.
Yeah, your question is, if when you go to manor, from some devotees come from Soho for some programs,
Okay,
and they are
can
asking
taken that example, yeah.
that is Krishna's service. So that is also, there is Radha Gokulananda and Radha Landaneshwar, Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Madhav. They are non different, and in the past also it has happened, but it's same Krishna. That is after all, that is for Krishna. That is Krishna's service. So in manner also, you can donate for Gausala in the temple room, or in the Rishabsan, you can donate for Gaushala, things like that. So, or for Soho devotees may come for some, like last year they came for this anniversary, whatever anniversary it was, in a hall. They were selling tickets. That is Krishna's service. So that is different.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
And in the past, it happened with Madhavendra Puri also. He brought the chandan from Malaya Hill, and he was meant to offer that to Nath Dwar, Gopal deity. But on the way, Radha Gopinath asked him, I'm not different from Gopal deity, so why don't you offer this chandan to me? And Madhavendra Puri did that. It was a huge load of chandan. So, Dipti Mataji would like to say something.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Actually, I was going to say the same thing as donation. You do it in the temple anyways. There's a box there and Goshala. But second thing is, we have got Paramatma with our soul anyway. Like Atma and Paramatma lives inside us. So whatever we are doing, Paramatma is watching us. So what is the difference in going in front of the deities and doing the same thing?
This is excellent question. Thank you, Mataji. Very good question. Yes, Paramatma is with us 24 hours. He doesn't leave, whether we go to toilet. When we evacuate, Paramatma is there. But that doesn't mean that, this is very bad example. In front of deities, we do evacuation. Does that answer your question? Paramatma is there 24 hours.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes, that's fine. But okay, I'm not worried about those things. I'm just saying that whatever we are doing, Krishna is watching us. So what is the difference when we are sad, we can't talk to Krishna, and when we are happy, we can talk to Krishna? It's like we think Krishna is a father, as Sundari Mataji said. So I feel that going in front of the deities and crying, actually, this is my experience, helps more rather than going to somebody else and crying in front of them.
If personally, I would say, if it helps for you in many ways, going to Krishna for asking for something, crying, sharing, Krishna, you have made your family member like worshipable, or the only worshipable deity, then there is nothing wrong. And so personally, if it helps, I shouldn't say you shouldn't do it. But what I'm saying is the exalted devotees, they don't go to Krishna to cry for the excuse of something happened to them personally. They lost somebody, or they have lost their health, they have lost their wealth. They don't go to Krishna to cry for that reason. That's what I wanted to say. For us, deities in our home or temple, when we check darshan, that is up to us. But the exalted devotees, they don't cry in front of Krishna for those things. And like His Holiness Jai Pataka Maharaj, he's on wheelchair, we know, and he had so many operations. His health is not good, but he never complains. That these are the symptoms of exalted devotees. But if we can go to Krishna when there is a difficulties, asking for something, it is praying. Gajendra, in life-threatening situation, extremely difficult situation, he prayed to Krishna. And then, yes, you can go to Krishna to cry. But when Prabhupada left his body, when Prabhupada went back to Godhead, I mean, yeah, he went back to Golok Vrindavan, devotees chanted Hare Krishna. They were in tears, and they were in tears in front of Krishna. That is different. Prabhupada is spiritual master, pure servant of Lord Krishna. That situation is different. But if we lose our relatives, family members, still, if as Sundari Mataji said, they are devotees, and we miss their association, and tears may burst. We are not a robot. We are not stone. So to express love is good thing. I don't know if it helps, Dipti Mataji.
Yes,
May I
Prabhuji, thank
tell
you.
my example, Prabhu? No?
Yes, please.
Okay, like, right. I did lost my brother in
Yes.
a long time ago, because we joined ISKCON in '83, and into 2000 or some, like 1919, I lost my brother, and I got the news. But I'm just trying to say that thanks to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's teachings, that I don't know, when I heard the news, yeah, I went to Harivamsa Prabhu's house. We did aarti and everything. They broke the news, and I instead, I went to the work and I took the off. I said, look, my brother passed away, so I can't work. I can't come to work. But then on the same day, by Krishna's mercy, it was Radha Landaneshwara's 48th or 45th, 25th anniversary. So we all went to the temple. And so I forgot all my grief and everything, and we took part in celebration. So, but that's what I said, that, like by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, he gives us the knowledge that yes, the soul in a body has left, but the soul never dies. So that's why, my experience, I'm saying that I got the solace from that, and in the association of the devotees and kirtan and everything, instead of lamenting, I was just, enjoying the kirtan. So,
Krishna Vani Mataji, how is Umapati Prabhu related to Krishna Purna Mataji?
he's his Buva's daughter.
So Krishna Vani Mataji's brother's
No,
son is Umapati.
Umapati's father and Krishna Purna's mother, they're brother and sister.
So Krishna Purna Mataji's mother and Umapati Prabhu's father, brother and sister. I see. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for being patient. And if there is any comment, please let us know. I think we have to end here today. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Krishna.